dream is green, and I don't mean material things. Freedom to the land, child, woman, and man, as we take up for what we stand. Better days and better nights, as we stand and unite. We're one and the same. Why is it so hard not to point and to blame? Better sheet, get our houses in order, and we'll see the peace. There are steps that we must take if we wanna see.
I see my people rising, no more stopping us. Couple billion acres across America, us. The peace rose for the sake of us.
The sake of us, the sake of us. I
see my people rising, no more stopping us. Couple billion acres across America, us. The peace rose for the sake of us. No more failing, telling, being beneath. What a beautiful moment, and a sight I can't wait to see. Even if I miss it, at least I wasn't part of the mission. Changing lives of men, women, and children. All glory goes to He that causes us all to be. Oh, and if they're thinking we can, we show them that just as long as we stand, a monument. We the people can't be broken as long as we stay focused. I see my people rising, no more stopping us. A couple billion acres across America, us. The peace rose for the sake of us. For the sake of us. I see my people rising, no more stopping us. A couple billion acres across America, us. The peace rose for the sake of us. I see my people rising, yeah.
Shalom, shalom, lekulam. I am Nasika Amuna, or Princess Amuna, and I have my beautiful co-host here.
Shalom, shalom, lekulam. It's Yasmin Shamar of Ait Shamar. Shalom.
Shalom, everyone. Shalom again. So I'm going to do something that I learned from my Ish. Before we get started, if you all haven't already, please share, please like. You can comment if you like, but please share it and like it, so we can get this thing working in the algorithm. We believe that what it is we're presenting is something that is definitely needed. Again, we are the Fab Sisters. We have some great topics of discussion for today, and we're going to definitely take some time to do a special shout out to our Ish, or our husbands. We're definitely thankful for their support, their continual support in this, because you all, a false balance is an abomination. And when you're doing something and you're trying to empower the people and you're doing something that you feel has weight to it, it's nothing like having the support of your, in layman's terms or future terms, significant other, your husband or your wife. It's very beautiful to have that. Very beautiful to have that. And I say significant other because you could be a man doing this and you have the support of your wife. You could be a woman doing this and you have the support of your Ish. So it's very beautiful to have. Came. All right. So again, you all, let's take some time to get this shared in some communities if we can. And we're going to get to it. So we have a few topics. This is going to be one of the topics where it's a topic and it's going to lead into a subtopic. So it's character development and protection. Character development and protection. And there's a little story that I'm going to tell that is one of the inspirations for this particular discussion. All right, so I'm going to start. Character development and protection. Oh, wait. Before we start, we're going to stick to schedule. We're going to open up with the icebreaker. We have some interesting icebreakers for today. So give me a second to get them pulled up on the screen. You know, we like to do this. We love for you all to interact as well. So I tried to make sure to get one. You know, we've been doing this show a good little minute now, and I tried to make sure to get some icebreakers that you all could take part in to see if you all possibly remember some of the things that we've gone over. Some fun facts. I want to see if you all remember. We're going to let the numbers go up some. All right. So I'm getting it pulled up. And again, we think this is very important because it's good to laugh. It's good to have fun. Like you all can't see it, but I have a few snacks with me because we just want this to be a comfortable, a very light setting so you can get comfortable, listen in, give your input. We love the input. It's very important because if we're trying to grow collectively, we have to hear collective thoughts. That's how it works. All right, so let's get this shared. Come in the room. If you all are new, please give us a shout out, a shalom, and introduce yourself. And if you are one of our regulars, Toda Rabah for tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning in. We definitely appreciate your presence. Even if you don't say anything, we still appreciate it. All right, so we're going to get the screen shared because we're about to do our shalom. We're about to do our icebreakers. Okay, so we're going to do this one. I hadn't even brought it up on the screen yet. I don't know why I did that. All right. So you all probably can't see this. It looks a little small. Shalom. So we're doing some icebreakers before we start. Hold on, y'all. We're doing some icebreakers before we start. Can you see that on the screen?
I can see it.
Okay, so we've done this show a few times and we have expressed whether we're morning or evening people. So this one's this or that questions for getting to know someone. My sister and I, we already pretty much know which one to choose out of the both of us, but we want to see who all has really been paying attention since we started this show. Now, am I a morning person or an evening person? And is my sister a morning person or an evening person? You can put your answers in. And then my sister and I, we're going to go to the next set because the next set, would you rather listen to music or read a book? That's going to be for us to answer. But I want to see if y'all remember. Again, the question, am I a morning person or an evening person? Is my sister a morning person or evening person? And my sister, I'll let you take away. Would you rather listen to music or read a book? Are you thinking?
You're asking me. I apologize. See, I was reading the stuff that was coming in. I'm sorry. I was reading the comments just before.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry. Could you ask me again? I'm ready.
I'm asking, would you rather listen to music or read a book? Yeah, she was a little stuck. Okay, let's
okay, this or that. Listen to music or read a book. I feel like that's a really interesting one. Because like I really do enjoy reading books. Mm-hmm. But I also do enjoy listening to music. Like I feel like it depends on what I'm doing. So this or that, like to do one over the other. I enjoy reading, but I think I'll have to say listen to music.
Okay, so listen to music. Okay, so we have some answers in here, but I'm not exactly sure which is for which one is which. I see someone said evening/morning, and then somebody said both. You have to put a name beside it so we can know who it is you all are referring to. So if you all are just coming in, we're doing an icebreaker. We usually do icebreakers before we get into our topic of discussion. And the question, am I a morning or evening person? And is my sister a morning or evening person? Let's see who remembers. Again, we've done the show a few times and we have answered what we are. Okay. Oh, you all were saying if you're evening, so you're both evening and morning, or you're evening and morning. Oh, I see both for both. Okay, so once you all get that answer re-answered, we'll be able to move forward. But it's okay. Y'all can participate too. So if you're an evening person and a morning person, that's cool. That is cool.
Did
All
you
right.
see your Akika Doslika? He was saying you could zoom it in, so it could be better seen.
So I am definitely zooming, and it still looks the same on there. I don't know what's going on, but I'm zooming in from what screen is shared on. Okay, so it says the moon is evening. Okay, that's true. That's true. Can you confirm whether or not that's correct?
I can confirm that's correct. I do mornings, but I won't say better. More than you. Well, not more. Yes, preference wise.
Yes. All right. Good job. Good job. Okay, that is absolutely correct. I'm an evening person. My sister's a morning person. And my sister says she would rather listen to music. That's a good answer. It's fair. Listen to music or read a book. For me, it would depend on the book. Because if there's a really good book that I like, I'm into that book. I haven't had one of those in a good little second. So I'm going to say listen to music, because if I'm cooking, I can listen to music. If I'm folding clothes, I can listen to music. Those type of things. All right. We have someone says music, and you all can participate in for yourself as well. Would you rather listen to music or read a book? Once we get some answers, we'll go ahead for our topic of discussion, especially if the music is telling a good story. Now that, yes, that is true. It can't just be just any old thing.
Right.
Some of that, either old school or new stuff. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
All right. Is that Zamiria, or another Zamiria? That is Zamiria?
I think that's Zamiria.
Is that Zamiria? Shalom, shalom. I'm the same. Okay, listen to music. I do love reading though. Kane, it's the same, but the book has to be the one and only. All right. Shalom, shalom. All right. So we are just doing some icebreakers before we get into our topic of discussion. And the first question was, am I a morning person or evening person? And is Yasmin a morning or evening person? And then the question for you all to answer, would you rather listen to music or read a book? Is the topic for sisters only? No, the topic isn't just for sisters only. It is not for sisters only. And you all, I'm sorry, I can't figure out why I can't zoom in. I'm looking at the window that I have being shared and I can't zoom in. So you all let me know if you have any problems seeing what is on the screen, and I'll do my best to try to fix that. All right, so we're going to give Zamiria some time to answer whether she'd rather read a book or listen to music, and also if I'm a morning person or evening person, and if Yasmin is a morning person or evening person. And again, you all, if you're new, thank you for coming in. If you don't mind, please share, please like. We're trying to get it into the algorithm. Some positivity. We do this, at least for the most part, every Wednesday at either at 4:10 or 4:15, depending on the situation. But more constantly, it's around 4:15 p.m. Eastern time. All right, let's get those numbers up. All right, she said, I'd rather listen to music. Okay, I'm finding that common, rather listen to music. Okay. And I believe everyone here, like they said, they like books, but it's just something about those songs. Yeah. It said, based on y'all personalities, I'd say Akot Yasmin is morning person. And Akoti Muna is an evening person. Can you confirm if that's true?
I can confirm that is true.
I can confirm that is true. Look at you all participating. Right. All right. So we're going to keep on going. That sounds like iced coffee over there. And don't worry, we have some snacks with us. So if y'all see us kind of snacking and chewing on something, we want this to be a good atmosphere and a good setting. All right. So we're going to get to the topic of discussion. Thank you all for participating in our icebreakers. This is just a good, fun way to get to know everyone. And yeah, to break the ice. Give me a second to get us back on screen. You already know what it is, Yasmin, because I'm just like, why does this do this to me? All right, nobody will notice if I do it too fast. All right, yep. Y'all didn't see that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. So, the topic of discussion is character development and protection. I don't know what just happened there. I don't know what happened just there. This thing does this to me every time. All right, so a situation happened, and not even a bad situation. And for respect of persons, I'm not going to say the name. So years ago, I had the impression that a leader in Bnei Yisrael or a leader in Israel was someone of bad character. This person has done many great things, and Most High bless their memory. They're no longer with us. I believe they passed around the 2000s. And, I had an impression that this person was had a bad character because of what I was told and what I heard. But we were told this out of protection. I don't believe it was out of a spirit of gossip. And later on in my later years, within like the past couple, I don't even want to say couple of years, like the last year, I was able to be reintroduced to this person's story in a manner that made more sense and gave me a lot of clarity on their character. Am I coming through clear or am I coming a little choppy?
So the last part, you turned into a robot for a little bit, but it cleared up.
All right. So, and I was reintroduced to this person in my older years. Again, they have been passed on, but just my understanding of them. I had a misinterpreted understanding of them. I was reintroduced to who this person was, what this person had done. And it was kind of mind blowing for me because it pushed me to understand that just because someone may be telling you something about a person doesn't mean that it is automatically true, especially if the person doesn't even have the evidence. They're going off of what someone told them. And again, they could be doing it out of a spirit of love and concern. But if we call ourselves the children of the Most High, then we have to do whatever it takes to be upright, to be blameless, and to be circumspect about these situations. I ended up, of course, talking to my Ish and a historian, and they were able to enlighten me on this person's character. And it answered so many questions. And now I have a different view and light of this person that I'm extremely grateful for. Because it takes us doing our due diligence, even if it's someone that's close to you telling you about the character of a person. Because at the end of the day, if it was someone reporting about you, especially if it was something of your past and you're completely changed, you would want someone to do the due diligence, to do the research and say, this is who they were, but this is who they are now. And then if it was a lie, you'll be able to dispel those lies. But it takes us having the desire to, one, have character development for ourselves and character protection for those that reputation may be at stake. I feel like it's really easy to hear something about somebody. And if you're prone to gossip, if you kind of even a little bit like gossip, you're more prone to, oh, well, what else did they do? Instead of, are you sure that's true? We should be in this seat to question, are you sure? Because this person's name is at stake. You need to do your due diligence to understand if all of this is true. And yes, that's what we're talking about, character development and character protection. Sister, would you like to add anything onto that? And also, listening audience, if you have any comments on that, please share. We would love to share them.
Kane, something that I would like to add to it is just wanting to echo, like I say, the importance of knowing the whole matter and really finding out, what's what before wanting to, either again assume something about a character. I know there are those that have an itching ear, for gossip, and then there might be those who's like, you know what, my name, been it, not in it. And I believe even with that, you do have to be careful, not to just kind of throw it to the wind or disregard it, but be able to share, words of wisdom like, hey, if do you know the full matter, of this person? It's like, some people like, hey, if that's what they did, then, that's not my business. But just being able to, even in wanting to take that stand, wanting to still do things to where the respect for that person's character is still kept in mind, again, where it's like, okay, something bad has been said about a person, and some people like, hey, I didn't know him, so it's not me. But again, just still being able to take that stand and be able to be like, okay, be a respecter of their character, and if it's not been done righteously, just making sure that things are able to be handled rightfully.
Okay, so we have a comment said it's best to be not in it yet be willing to be a part of a part of a resolution. Kane, I agree. Even if you're not in it, you just listening and having silence about it. There's this saying that silence is a form of consent. And although I'm not sure exactly if I agree with that, I can understand where it's coming from in certain situations. Not in every situation, but if there's a situation where your input could possibly bring resolution and you say nothing, then it's questionable whether you consent to it because you didn't say anything. So silence is great, but not in every situation. Did you want to add some more onto that, my sister?
I would say Kane. I agree. Like I say, just to be sitting and listening, I feel like, because that'll still end up building, I believe, kind of in the back of your mind. That can build up already a certain response, or even just a certain attitude towards a person without even knowing. You just feel like, well, I just don't want to be bothered with that person at all. Instead of really being like, okay, I'm not going to it's like, I'm not going to have that type of, mindset or mentality towards that person, because it's like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know, and would prefer to know the full story, instead of just going off of one thing that a person is saying, even if a person feels like they're meaning well with what they want to share. So, well, let's make sure this is the full matter, and the whole thing before just assuming, because it could be a whole lot more, that's going on behind that. So
Yes. No, you said great. It could be a whole lot more. Like, imagine if you have someone coming to you and they're doing it out of, again, a spirit of love and concern, but they're only going off of what they heard. And they're feeling a type of way about the person because of something they heard and they didn't even get the facts. You come in as this mediator and say, are you sure about that? Because the thing is, you're not just protecting yourself, you're protecting the person who brought you the information, and you're protecting the person who's being is it implemented, I think that's the word, in this situation. And you're able to say, let's get more information. Let's just say you all and this is all hypothetical, of course, or an example, you all go and find out, wow, this isn't true. Then you're able to go and help collectively tear down those lies, because you just both come together to this conclusion. But I would say that's where character development comes into place. Because if you already have a certain way that you feel about this person and you just believe it because they're this anyway, that's just going to make the problem worse. That's why character development is important, because even if you don't like a person, it is still very wrong to put them in a situation that they're innocent of. If they didn't do it, you not liking them should have nothing to do with implementing them in something that is not true. That's where character development comes in. And then character protection, you stepping in and saying, I know we don't like this person because they do some things off the wall, but if they didn't do this, it is not right to lie on them. Especially again, if we're proclaiming to be Bnei Yisrael, or children of Israel, we have to go about things in a different manner. We have to be able to set those things aside. And I'm not saying it's easy, but we have to do it. All right. He said, Cain, you said, Cain, it's our job in leadership, and even those who identify as Israel, to say something if we are present and have a covenant relationship with them. Bring solutions. Cain. said 2 or 3 witnesses must verify. Now, the person bringing it to you can be one of your witnesses once you all get that settled down. And the person that's being implemented in it can, I don't know if they can be a third witness. But usually if someone is being accused of something, it's usually just more than one person, and just being able to have those people to come together. But at the end of the day, it's about the character of the people that are willing to agree to the person's innocence. Again, because you can feel a certain type of way about a person, and that sometimes can shape how far you're willing to go to make sure this person is actually innocent. Again, for those that might have some more input on this conversation, we would love to hear the input. And we just praying that if you're ever in this situation, that you can be that person in that place to say, let's stop, let's think about this, let's make sure that there's hard evidence that they actually did this. And we're not being the ones that are, scoffers or taking this person's name and putting it in dirt and they didn't even do this. It's very important that we do that. Very important. All right, Nicole. You have.
I'm sorry. There was another comment by DJ Boogiefoot that says, it was right before Akigadol. It said the accountability of being a good brother and or sister.
Okay, Toda for that comment, and Toda for helping me keep up with these. All right, you can read this one.
Okay, this one says, not only the accused should be investigated, but the other party as well to get the core problem. Salute, Nasik Shema.
All right. Oh, shout out to Hoovy. Kane. That was definitely a great comment. All right, you all. I'm loving that we're getting some engagement. Again, if anyone else has anything they want to add to this, please do. And if you just want to listen, that's fine as well. Now it's time to get into some more icebreakers. Let's get this going. And again, we want everyone to participate if you would like to. Maish said righteous witnesses and Cain. The accuser and accused aren't witnesses. Okay. Cain. All right. So we're going to do another icebreaker. Oh, it did it. It gave me no problems. Yeah. This thing has been at my neck. It just did it. Good. Okay. Now we're on to the next one. All right. Would you say you're an indoor person or an outdoor person? Everyone can participate in this. We actually encourage participation. Are you more of an indoor person or an outdoor person? And you can tell us why if you like. We don't mind reading those comments. All right. Go ahead, sister.
I think you already know which one I am, this or that. Am I an indoor person or am I an outdoor person?
You're an outdoor person. Wait. Are we meaning okay, you're outdoor as far as like nature.
Yeah, so I think it's talking about outdoor, not so much like outing versus.
Yeah. That's what I was looking like. I had to think about it. I'm like, wait a minute.
You start thinking about the other one, introvert versus extrovert. So
yeah.
Outdoor person. I love the outdoors. I love nature, whether it's fall, whether it's winter, whether it's spring or summer. I definitely enjoy the outdoors, especially when it's warm, so I can walk around barefoot.
Yes. Okay. So I agree. So Keisha Stafford, again, you all, this is one of our vets. She's known us since we were young enough to be learning how to skate. She was out there on the skate rink with us, helping us, falling with us. She could skate really, really well, but we couldn't. So we were kind of helping bring her down. So we appreciate her for that sacrifice. She says she's both. Like my sister, I'm an outdoor person. I love nature. What was one of my little nicknames that I used to call myself out there in nature?
You would call yourself, wait, which one is he? Not
that one. Not that one.
Okay. No, Munahontas or
yes.
Pocahontas.
Yes. So Pocahontas. Yes. That was one of my nicknames. We love nature. Like I say, when we're outside, shoes off the feet. We love grounding. And we were doing that even before we knew the term for it. It just felt so it was a beautiful connection and it felt so natural. Yes, great wording. So again, this is an icebreaker for everybody. Are you an outdoor person or indoor person? Keisha said she is both. She is both. Again, if you don't want to answer, it's all right. We just encourage participation. We want everyone to feel like they're part of this. And again, don't mind us because we do have our little waters and snacks here. We just want a comfortable, peaceful environment and a fun environment too.
Okay.
So both of us are outdoor. We only have one that says both. I know it takes some time for you all to catch up to hear the question, but we're gonna go ahead and move on. And it's okay if y'all answer, we'll still bring them up on the screen to read them. We're gonna bring them up. All right. Well, look at that. Look at that. It's doing well by me. Shalom, shalom. Okay, she said both. Shalom Gaber, she said both. Yes, indoors, outdoors, great. But I love the outdoors. It's nothing like having a fire outdoors, eating outdoors, just letting your feet just be on the ground, on the grass, and it's something about that wind. It's just something about that free air. It's beautiful. The essence of it is beautiful. So right now we are going to get ready to close out the discussion of character development and protection. Again, we're going to do a recap just in case someone is coming in. Okay, said, I do prefer outside. Okay. Gardening is, oh my goodness. Gardening is one of the most therapeutic things you could do. It's just you, nature, the Most High. I mean, depending on if you have a group of people, but it's connecting to the earth. And not in a, and it's crazy we have to say this, not in a, I'm worshiping the earth, but connecting to earth. Like this is when we pass on, we're most of the time put back into the dirt. And we know what the dirt, for those that are familiar with soil acts as a recycler as well. It takes those nutrients and minerals, not of bodies per se, but of things that you put in it, and it will take it and use the nutrients in it. It absorbs it. Like that's why in certain farms, like cow farms, they get that fresh cow poop and they dung. If you all have ever heard when they dung the land, they get it because that is a lot of fertile stuff going into that, and they dung it. They dung it for a certain amount of time, and that's some of the most fertile soil you could grow in. Yes, it's amazing to see the fruits you produce. That is right.
Yes, absolutely. It feels so rewarding. Oh, it's so rewarding. It's so exciting too. It's like, look, this is from our own garden. So yes, that I remember the first time we ate a cabbage. We had a nice head of cabbage from the garden. I think a few carrots, and I think I did some zucchini and squash from the garden. It was, oh my gosh, it was so rewarding. It felt so rewarding. So yes, absolutely, the outdoors.
Yes. Did you want to add anything else to the character development and protection? Oh, now this is new to me. Rabbit poop. Okay, that's interesting. Thank you for sharing that with us. I had no idea about little rabbit poops. But
definitely noted though. So,
yes.
Something to add on to character development. When the message or the note had came through earlier,
I can bring it up.
Kane told I'll read it. I just paused and was just reading it in my head. Okay. Zymeria says, only if everyone shares character protection for all. One false image that is painted of a person may ruin their life and hinder them in life. And I have to say that is a powerful statement. That is a very important thought to have. I don't know who all has ever seen the movie Bambi. You remember what what Thumper basically when his mom was asking him, she's like, Thumper, what did your father tell you? He said, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, then don't say nothing at all. Having that thought process was like, being careful of what we say. Even again, like say, if we don't mean harm.
Yes.
Is being careful if we don't know the full story. Like you say, because that can end up hindering people's life. And like a bad reputation, that is like getting a stain. I'm trying to think, either like stuff that stains really bad, like oil stains. Oil stains, they get really deep into clothing, and it's sometimes hard to get it out. So the things that can be said about a person's character or a person's personality, it can be like a terrible stain.
Yeah.
And it'll be difficult for them to get that stain out. Like for people that'll deal with them, they'll always have to be reminded, hey, like there's a stain on your shirt,
Yeah.
and it's like, yeah, but all my clothes aren't dirty. Like I didn't even put the stain there, So I just think it is important what, how we think of people, how we allow ourselves to express ourselves about people, even if there is something that we might not agree with the person, is knowing how to say it so where we're not trying to destroy their character.
That's right.
Being able to express it, I believe, even with others, around, like, hey, this is how I'm kind of feeling about this person, but I want to say it, without it being a way that is destroying other person's character.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That was very powerful. And shalom, shalom to all those that are just newly coming in. I'm going to pull up this comment in just a second, but that was very powerful. And Zamiria is a young lady. So that was really beautiful what she said. That goes into what we're talking about as far as character development, and again, we try to be sensitive because some people had to learn at a later age. They weren't 18, 19, 20. They were 30, 40, or even 50. But we still have to give them mercy in that. And it is okay to have character development, even if it's later in your years. As long as you are working on it, as long as you are striving to be better, that is what matters. All right. Maish said, preserve your words. Wow, that's powerful. Is what our scriptures continues to say. We need to teach righteous Hebrew decorum. That's right. That's right. Told out Hubi for that input. All right, you all. We are loving the feedback. So now we're about to do another icebreaker. We love doing the icebreakers because you all get to participate. And yeah, this will give me enough time to chew on a few snacks while y'all so we're gonna bring it back on the stage. Yay, it didn't give me problems. All right, you all. So now we're on the next one. So we went over if you're indoor or if you're an outdoor person. And this is for everyone to answer. Would you rather cook at home or order takeout?
I think you should go and answer this one first and see Amina, because I answered the other ones first. So I'm sorry, you said you wanted to snack on something.
No, it's all right. 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 I can take virtue over snacks. It's all right. Oh, he said, Hubi meant Hebraic decorum. Yeah, that autocorrect be doing it sometimes. So if you all are even familiar with my desire for cooking at home, Keisha said cook at home. Keisha can cook. It was one time she had cooked some chicken and rice. I think she did it all in the same pot. And some
baked spaghetti.
Keisha could cook some baked spaghetti. One time she had it. I was like, can you please bring some baked spaghetti? Yes, so yes, Keisha can definitely cook, and she definitely would do some bomb baked spaghetti. But yes, I definitely prefer to cook. I love cooking. On top of that, I just get hyper. I don't even know the word just for looking at certain ingredients, and it just gives me the heebie-jeebies looking at some of the ingredients in this food. So when I rather cook at home, most of the time I'm cooking whole foods. Whole foods are, for those that may not be familiar, I'm pretty sure some of you know what they are, but whole foods are like your poultry or anything that is just in its natural state. So that can be meat, that can be vegetables. I don't know if cheese is a whole food, but anything that's, again, just most of the time like one ingredient, it's a whole food. So yes, again, you all, would you rather cook at home or order takeout? Would you rather cook at home or order takeout? All right, go ahead and take it over, my sister.
All right. So for me, this or that, cook at home. I enjoy cooking, and I think for me it's like I do enjoy eating my own food. I do like cooking it and eating it. But I think for me, the biggest reward of cooking food is when it, like, cooking it well, and when it comes out looking well too, and like those that I'm cooking for, when it's just like, oh, this is good. To me, it's just like this, yes, I've done it type feeling. So cooking at home, I definitely have to say is one of my favorites. Like, especially if I'm trying a new recipe or trying something like a new meal, and it comes out, visually pleasing and it tastes really good. And then if the process, like to me, the process of cooking is fun. It is really fun. So yes, definitely cook at home is for me. I enjoy cooking at home.
All right. Oh, sorry about that. I skipped one. Don't worry, we're gonna look at all of them. Okay, Zamiria said cook at home as well. Okay, look forward to tasting some of your cooking, Zamiria. All right. Gabarrett said, since I moved to the South, I like cooking at home more, but I love traveling, trying new restaurants. Now I like that too.
Mm-hmm.
I like that too. All right, let's see. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not trying to skip these. They keep coming up as I try to click the next one. You get more portions when you cook at home. Now that is the goodness to gracious truth. It's what more to add this on there? So you mean to tell me I gotta pay $3 just to add a little scoop of this? Yeah, I think not. I can cook at home. All right, Gabarrett said the gratification of cooking is amazing. Yes, especially when people enjoy it. Oh yes. Oh yes.
That is so rewarding.
Yes. Absolutely. We're loving the feedback, y'all. So if you haven't answered, please answer. And again, if you just want to sit back, chill with us and just listen, that's fine too. We just ask that you would kindly like and subscribe. Again, you don't have to comment if you don't want to. And I say that because growing up, you ever remember when we used to go to the new churches, and at the end of service they would try to force you up there to say something. We want to thank our new members or new visitors for coming, and they try to get you to come up there and say something when you don't want to say anything, don't want to say anything. We don't want to make y'all say anything if you don't want to. It's all right just to listen in. All right, you also, again, the question, would you rather cook at home or order takeout? And don't worry, we won't look at you crazy if you say you rather order takeout, because there are some healthy places out there to order from. There's definitely healthy places to order from.
Right.
We're not gonna play like there's not. So, all right. So we're gonna go ahead, and now we're about to get into I don't want to say more interesting topic, but this topic is going to be interesting as well. And it's going to be a video that we're going to play, and we're going to go from there. Now, y'all bear with me because y'all know how these videos like to treat me when I try to play them. All right, so this is the link. Let's get it up. If you still have something you'd like to say, don't worry, we can come on. Will it let me click on it? It's just playing. All right, you all give me. Okay. So it's playing, but I don't know exactly from what part. All right, so I'm gonna let my sister take over really quickly while I get this up, and we're gonna be talking on the video that we discussed, but we can talk about the icebreakers while I get this video managed. Give me just a few seconds, or not even, hopefully not a minute.
All right, no problem. All righty. So again, taking over as main host for the show until she returns. Our topic is still this or that, cooking at home or ordering takeout. Just as my sister was saying, I will say there are times, although I do like cooking at home, there are times that I would prefer to do healthy takeout because I do enjoy cooking, but there are times where I don't feel like cooking. But yes, there are places where you can take out from that have healthy options, that have better options. I like even places that give alternative options, especially for if anyone has like allergies or food sensitivities and different things like that. Because food sensitivities that's a very serious thing. So when you cook at home too, I believe it can be safer for those with food sensitivities. All that goes into your food. You can control, the salt, the sugar, and different things like that. So we'll have to, I think it'll be fun, to do a different session, like cook at home. Like, okay, what are some foods that everyone would like to, cook at home? What's a favorite meal, or, one you would like to try, or something you tried at a restaurant for takeout that you would like to try and cook at home? I think for me, it's lo mein.
Yes. That's what we're actually planning to do. Sorry, I was listening too. That's what we plan on doing, you all. We plan on actually having a session where we're actually cooking and having a Fabz chat while we're cooking. It may not be next week. It may not be the week after that, but it will be a session. So we're going to do this. Give me a second. It's going to have to bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. We're going to get it shared, though. And we think that this topic is very important. Now, I do want to give a little forewarning. It is not from anyone of B'nai Israel or anyone that is, of course, part of the covenant. But this is a video that I came across on Instagram. I, shared it with my Ish, of course, the head of our household. And I thought that this would be a great takeaway. Now, please listen to it for, I don't want to say what it is, but listen to it for how we can use it as a topic of discussion for our community. And we're going to break down some discussion so you can better understand where we're coming from with this video, because there are some things when it comes to listening to materials outside of the belief or outside of the walk, you have to look at certain things. And then, of course, you have to go and dissect it because, of course, the thought frame is not the same because the quote unquote ideology isn't the same. So here we go, y'all. Y'all know how it is. Bear with me. Here we go. Let's see. And I hate I couldn't save the video. All right, let's see. All right. It's gonna only take a few seconds. I have to pull this thing up real quick and then share my screen real quick. All right. Here it is. Here it is. All right. Where is it? Where is it? No, don't sign in.
That sounds like a really negative answer, but I think that we're being pressured and forced into this thing that
Okay, so I'm able to pause it. So to give you all some more context, because I can't start from the beginning, please forgive me. The question is, it's a pressured question usually asked to women. Why aren't you married? Again, I know that she's not of the covenant, but I did find her answer just for the what we would call quote unquote secular mindset. I did appreciate her answer, and I did like how she was. I like how she was able to explain herself. She explained it very well for someone that we would say that's not in the Hebraic covenant. Beseda Hubi. All right, so you all, please pay close attention, and we're going to get some feedback from this.
I believe is a kind of miracle. I might never be worthy of it. I hope it happens to me, but I don't feel entitled to it. It will either be part of my purpose here and my destiny, or it won't. And I think the way we treat it is though, well, why haven't you? And this is something that has to happen in this certain time span and at this certain age in this kind of way. It's the least romantic thing I can possibly think of. Truly, if I had tried to get married any point basically before about a year ago, it would have been carnage. I just didn't know myself well enough yet. I didn't have a clear enough idea of what my purpose, my vision, how I was going to be of service. I didn't know where I really felt like I needed to be. I think I have some of those answers now. So when I meet someone, I can say, hi, I'm Emma. This is what I care about. This is where the people I love the most live. This is where it's meaningful for me to be in the world. And then they can decide whether they can see that there's a way that I can serve what they're trying to do and they can serve what I'm trying to do. But before that, they would have just got a very mixed signal.
All right, so let me get this off the screen. I hope you all are able to understand what she said. Please give a 1 in the chat or some type of notification that you were able to hear the video, the Bakasha, please. If you're able to hear the video, please let us know. Shalom, shalom.
Hello.
Welcome in, welcome in. Oh man, I wish you could have been in for the icebreaker questions. All right, we have a 1. I just played a video from the actress Emma Watson. Of course, you all please set aside that she's an actress and we're just listening to the message that she had given. Okay, so we have 1, we have another 1. Was everyone able to hear the video? We're going to make this one of our discussions. Again, this is still within the lines of character development and protection.
Mm-hmm.
If you weren't able to hear it, please let us know. And again, if you're just one of the ones listening and you're just sitting back and listening, that's fine as well. We'll go forward. Can we get one more 1? We have a few people listening and we just have 2 ones in there. It's more than just 2 of y'all in here. All right, we're going to
181.
So
we got 181. We need 181.
All right, we're going to go ahead and move forward. So that video to me was very interesting. Hold on, you all. Let me get my screen back together. And again, you all couldn't catch the beginning, but she was responding to the question that a lot of people get, men and women, why aren't you married? And I love that she expressed that it's almost like a miracle. Did the part play where she talked about divorce, or you couldn't hear that part?
It did not start for that part. It picked up for us when she was like, it might sound like a harsh answer. I'm trying not to talk the accent. I'm trying not to imitate the accent, but it just came in when she was saying that, it might sound like a harsh answer, but it did not play what was before that.
Okay, so do you remember what she said to the best of your ability about the divorce when they asked, "Why aren't you married?"
I believe it. I believe I do remember it. I was just pull up the video on my phone too if I needed to.
If you could actually just pull up that beginning part, if you don't mind, and that way I can just hear that beginning part. We're not gonna play the whole thing, just that beginning part that she said. So again, if you are just coming in, welcome, welcome. And if you can, like it. If you don't mind, share it, please. You don't have to comment if you don't like to, but did you get it?
I did get it. I just also have YouTube pulled up, so I heard your voice twice and I forgot I was muted. So I thought the sound was canceling it out. Don't mind me. I know how technology works. But yes, I do have it. So I'm trying to see how can I do it. I don't know how I can share it so everybody can hear, just kind of off of.
Well, you could just repeat what she said then. She's just going to start it over and she's going to say what the young lady said in the beginning of the video.
Okay, so it didn't start too far off when you did it, because when it came in, she was saying it might sound like a harsh answer, but to her response to why aren't you married yet, she said she's just happy not to be divorced yet. And then it goes into, she said that might sound like a negative or a harsh answer. Mm-hmm. But, it like that's something that's almost looked at as being a miracle.
Yeah.
The marriage part, or say a getting married, is what she was saying is like a miracle.
And with that video, one of the topics of discussion that came to mind from that was people are always getting asked these questions, especially once they get a certain age. And her takeaway, again, from where she is, the industry, and just the type of lifestyle she is outside of Bnei Yisrael, I thought was a good logical answer from where she is. And we often even see that within our community. It's why aren't you married yet? Or why don't you have kids yet? But predominantly, why aren't you married? And the part to me that all of what she said was great and stuck out. But when she said she's just glad she's not divorced. If you all know anything about the statistics within our community, period, you know, what they would say so-called Black or so-called African American, they say that we have according to statistics, from what I last saw, that we have the highest divorce rates. We have the highest marriage rates, like as far as getting married, but we have the highest divorce rates, and they have an age range of all of those type of things. And that kind of brewed the topic of, we ask these questions a lot of times, why aren't you married? But outside of that, we're not collectively pointing out a healthy environment for if you would like to get married, because we're talking about families who may not have seen a healthy couple growing up, may not even know the role of a wife or a husband. But even in our community, we ignorantly ask these questions, well, why aren't you married? As if it's just as easy as that. If you all understand what I'm saying, it's so many intricate details that go into why a lot of our brothers and sisters aren't married. And a lot of that, as we said, character development. As she said, if she would have gotten married in a ignorant stage of her life, she said it would have been carnage, you know, divorce. And so we're gonna look at that in our community. A lot of times, if we don't have healthy examples, or even as Maish said, if we're not being cultivated in environments or even programs that are teaching us how to maintain your emotions, how to maintain your self-control, as when it comes to, you're about to live with this person, you're about to be dedicating your lives to one another and try to make this a forever thing, how to actually get through life together. That's one of the things that we kind of overlook. And it's almost like, why aren't you married? Like, well, getting married isn't like adopting a puppy to the family, you know. It's not like adopting a fish, you know. It's something that you have to constantly work at and develop in. And when I see these questions being asked in Israel, and I see the state of our people, it confuses me as, why are we continuing to ask these questions when at the end of the day, I believe we know the answers to this question. And she said it's something that's like forced on us, you know, why aren't you married yet? And sometimes you can be made to feel ashamed or ashamed because you're not married yet. And I'm like, we just need to stop, look at the statistics. And it's not so much that we just need to be pushing marriage, but we need to be pushing like-minded individuals to understand what marriage is first. And I'm going to let my sister take over.
Yes, yeah, I agree with, you know, what you said thus far. And again, the question, I don't think needs to be, you know, why aren't you married yet? I believe it needs to be questions more on a person's character, you know, checking to see, you know, are you ready for marriage? You know, are you marriageable? If that's a real word, or unless I just made that up. It's like, you know, again, it's like, you know, do you have the mindset to be married? You know, do you want to be married? You know, or can you see yourself being married right now? It's like, you know, if yes, you know, almost like interviewing people, almost making it like an interview. You know, it's like, if you want to be married, you know, it's almost like, what's your why? You know, it's like, well, you know, why would you like to be married? Not like you're trying to interrogate a person, but, you know, just to have like a better understanding, even if it's not, even if it's asking yourself that question. I would definitely say, if asking yourself, you know, why would I like to be married? You know, what can I see in marriage, you know, that like, what is it about it that I desire? You know, how do I see myself, you know, being a part of it? And I think even just along the lines of character development and character growth is making sure that, like, before wanting to, you know, again, ask about, all right, Keisha.
I was about to say that same thing. All right now.
All right. Knowing the real meaning of having a covenant with someone. Absolutely. And it's like being able to determine, you know, like she said, you know, if for her about a year ago, you know, I mean, just depending on whatever the timing of this video was done, she wasn't ready for it. And I think that is something that, again, when it comes to character development, is making sure that the way we handle other people if you don't know how to handle people outside of a relationship, I believe that those same characteristics in a relationship will trickle there. I mean, I'm not trying to be a marriage coach or guru or anything, but just with, you know, the outline and the structure and on character and character development, whether it's ourselves or character for someone else, um, it's just making sure again that we know how to handle one another, you know, whether it's sister to sister and talking about marriage, whether it's brothers, like brother and brother talking about what they want in marriage, or, you know, what they see, is being able to um not scare people away from marriage, but also not make them feel like you don't have a choice but to be married, but allowing them to see it for something. I mean, like you said, a miracle, you know, something that's beautiful, something that's precious, something that's special. And like being able to see, okay, do I feel like I'd be able to handle something, you know, like that, something that's that special or that precious? Because if it's just like, you know what, I don't think I'd be ready to go into a righteous covenant with somebody, because, you know, it's like maybe the little pink tornado we call a tongue might be like, hey, instead of being able to handle situations, you know, I might crash out a little bit. So I think that is something, you know, again, that I felt, and it can be a kind of a touchy topic, you know, it can kind of be, yeah, I feel like it can be touchy, but I do believe it's something that does need to be handled with care and shared. Again, you know, for those that either like they want to be married, or even for those that might not feel like they're ready. It's like that's, you know, again, it's not anything that I believe like pressure or like, yeah, it was like pressure on it. It's like applying pressure to a wound that's not there. It's like you'll just bruise the person, that you're not, that, you know, it does more damage than it does good. So
Yes. All right. Let's see this comment. Have you been groomed to understand pressure in marriage, conflict resolution, in the words of a chief elder of mine? Have you only grown in yourself or from a mentor showing you what you don't see? That's right. That's right. And we need these things. And I believe we can definitely have these things um, within the community. You know, it doesn't have to just be one section, it can be many sections to choose from. But it has to be something that is wanting to be implemented, you know, because again, within our community, a lot of the things that we hear, now we're going to talk about the controversial topics that we hear that kind of stem from that, not stem from the topic that we're talking about, but some topics we can look at beside this. We'll say, well, this person has a lot of fathers of children. She'll have 4 children, and each one is by a different father, but yet we don't have a lot of resolution within the community, and we're still asking, why aren't you married? This and that. And if we really think about it, and like my sister said, I'm not here to try to do any type of marriage counseling or any of those things. This is just my observation. In our community, you all know that this is very common. You know, as a woman, they'll say you can't keep a man, especially if you're in and out of a relationship. You know, you can't keep a man, or why don't you have a man? Or we'll see a sister and she may not even be in the character that is like the young lady said, am I worthy of it? You're not even worthy. Because if I put it like this, if you are not righteous and you're not striving for righteousness, you don't deserve a righteous man. I'm putting it like that because that's just going to clash. It's going to clash. And in our scriptures, or I believe in a Proverbs, it says that a wicked man's portion is a wicked woman. So if you're in a wicked stage, and I'm saying if you're going through these things, you can turn your life around if you desire to turn it around. But what would a wicked woman really have a place in a righteous man's life? It would only bring that man down. So what I'm saying is we often throw these words around, you can't keep a man or you can't get a man, when it should be, sweetheart, you need to be in a position to get your mind and heart together, because that's not your portion right now. If you're not in a place to where you're even ready to handle that. And that's for anybody, but in our community, because I think we're so used to saying these things, you know, we quickly I feel like we're throwing so much stuff. You need to be married, but we're not talking about when these people are actually married, the things that is required. And again, like Maïs said, conflict resolution, how to manage that pressure within marriage. This is why we see, in my opinion, we see marriage after marriage after marriage after marriage, because a lot of times you're just pushing the desire to want to be married, but we're not pushing the purpose. And my thing is, it's better to wait a long time than get in something prematurely, and you keep repeating those cycles over and over. It is better to wait. That's why, like I say, that was my takeaway from, and it was a secular video from the young lady Emma Watson saying, am I even worthy of it? So, and of course, we're not just saying this about men, we're saying this about women as well. If you are a man that's in wickedness right now, you're not deserving of a righteous woman. What portion would you play in her life? And you still have things in wickedness that you're doing, but you want a woman who is well kept. She is trying to strive for righteousness. That's going to do nothing but conflict, but be conflict with that young woman's relationship with the Most High. And if you, and for some people, that weakness can be the desire for wanting to be with somebody that as soon as they get with that person, they forget all about the Most High. Mm-hmm. That's not how it's supposed to be. If you're getting in covenant with someone who is striving for righteousness, you both are supposed to help develop one another's relationship, not take away from the strength that was there and what they first saw in you when they got with you. If you all are understanding where we're coming from. Again, we're saying this because this can be controversial in our community if we're saying, why aren't you married? But yet we have no programs, we have no encouragement on what to do. It's just, as long as she has a man, then she's something, and that man could be abusive, that man could be unrighteous, that man could be all type of things, but we're just applauding people having a man, and that's not the way it's supposed to be. Because again, in retrospect, as soon as she's not with that person and she has about 4 other children by 3 other men, now we're demonizing her, now we're demonizing him, and we are quick to get on the problems and talk about people. And this is what, like we talked about, character development and protection. It's different if a person just doesn't want to listen and they go out and do their own thing, but it's different if there are things and plans implemented to help these people. We were never meant to do any of this alone. We were never meant to follow Torah alone. I know some people say that they are individualites and they're proud of it. I understand the hurt that's out there, but again, if we're going to go according to our literature, how do our children marry within other people if we're by ourselves? We're setting up our children to now be within that category of possibly in this wicked pool of different people to choose from. And again, everybody in it is not bad, you all. But if you're trying to have your children with like-minded individuals, then at some point you can't be alone. I know that is easier said than done. But if we truly care about the children's futures, we're going to try and come up with something. Because think about it, you may be secure where you are. You're married already. You have children. Your children may get a little older and start saying, well, why didn't you prepare a better situation for us to where there are people that we can be around? The young ladies are going to see, and I'm saying this from experience with my sister and I. Before we were married, you have head coverings, you're wearing skirts, you're trying to dress modestly, but you're not around a lot of young men that are like that, or their whole thing is, oh, you look cute in that, but once you marry them, they might want you to start dressing and being another way. So I understand the concept, but it is still very important that in some type of way, we find some type of structure and construct for covenants. Because again, as she said, she wasn't in the right state of mind. But if we're coming up under such great teachings before us, then and your husband and wife structure, there's no reason our children shouldn't have an understanding of righteous marriage and structure. The only challenge next would be how are we going to get them into other groups of people that are possible suitable suitors for them. And shalom, shalom. We have the Honorable Chief Prince in with us. Chief Prince Zabulin, shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
All right. Looked like he was brewing up something to say. I'm sorry. I was taking I was really feeling that.
I was just listening, just taking in, what was being said. And like, just to see that question being asked is just kind of a thought that was coming to mind is, to ask someone, when are you going to get married? not, I won't say a clapback, but a response will be like, are you going to take responsibility for whatever happens to whoever, between me and whoever I get married to, and not in a way of being, like disrespectful or like questioning, like, in a rude way, but like, okay, if people are curious about someone wanting to get married, it's like, what helpful part can you play in making sure either this young woman, this young man, or this mature in age woman, or this mature in age man, like, what can you do, or what can we do to help them, to like asking the question, when are you going to get married, or, like, to want to be that invested in someone's life to ask that question, but not want to do any action to help them in that, I think is that can honestly, it can come off as being like, okay, you're just a person that's nosy and you're not concerned about that person. But being able to, I feel like, if you can ask that question, and maybe it is coming from people that's asking like, well, why aren't you married yet? Are you looking for someone? Do you need help, with trying to find someone? Would you prefer to have like, a group, to be able to find someone for you, or be amongst, for young ladies, or even again, like just women of any age that, that want to be with somebody, is being able to have that support. Like, if women can ask women like, why aren't you married yet? It's like, are you looking, or do you feel like you're ready? Being able to have, I believe if they're like, well, yes, I am ready, then they're like, okay, well, let's have some women, like counsel sessions. Let's talk about it. Let's see, what you would like to do, how you would like to go about it. And I believe the same for the brothers, so that when it is time for for man and woman to come together, it's like they have already gone through character development. They've had people to be able to prove their character and be like, I can vouch for this person and say, they are proven righteous. And same for a young man versus if it's a young woman who, like we were talking earlier, if her life has been, if she's been misspoken of, if people have misunderstood something and they have shared something about her, now you have brothers looking like, well, I don't know if I want to talk to her because I heard this about her. And it's just like, but if that's not true, then now she is looked at as like, okay, they don't really want her because she doesn't seem valuable, and vice versa for a brother. If it's like, okay, people saying, well, he seems like this, he doesn't seem like, he has this type of record, before coming into the walk, or before coming, it's like, if he is no longer, and if she is no longer doing those things, again, being able to have people to prove their character and being able to prove them, then I believe it's like, it would be able to help alleviate, a lot of the negative that comes with it. And it will give people more of the mindset of like, okay, this can be done. It's just a process of it. Like you say, like marriage is not just something where it's like, you want to get married? Yeah, I want to get married. Next thing you know, the next day or the next week, you've been courting somebody for 5 minutes and now like you're ready, to proceed from there. Or just like, hey, you just meet and now you're married. Like it's a process, again, just like for both parties. And so, again, having people that can prove their character, so if somebody is saying, well, I don't know about that brother, I heard he was like this, I heard he was like that, somebody else can be like, no, it's a misunderstanding. They don't like this person, so this is why they're saying that. Same for the sisters. So yeah, I think it would be a really good thing to, even for the people, like, what's your why? Not just why do you want to get married, but why are you so concerned about someone else getting married, without it coming off being harsh or rude? Like, again, like, where does your concerns, where is it coming from? Like, are you concerned because, again, you want to help them, or like, somebody, you feel like, I think I know somebody that you can be with? Or are you just curious because you just like, you getting old, why aren't you married yet? Because age is important. But if we want to look at our literature and look at some age stuff, for some people, we're like, I gotta wait how long? So I'm having children at what age? Like, I don't try to wait that long. So it can be like, it is, I feel like it's interesting, of course, that, not to take light whatsoever those of our literature or those in history, but like, again, I feel like just to compare it and see, it's like there was always purpose for something being done, and there was an order and a structure to how it was to be done, with understanding. And it's like, if you devalued it, it's not because you didn't know, it's because you just did it of your own action, but yeah, that was my thought process on it. It's again, it's having that accountability. And I believe that proving, again, for those that will ask the question, why aren't you married yet? It's like, well, are you going to help them? Are you going to take accountability, for them if they do get married? Are you going to judge them if they get married too fast?
Yeah.
And then decide to leave? Are you going to help them, or are you just going to sit and be like, dang, they shouldn't have got married that fast? It's like, what? But that's my thoughts on it.
Yeah. We're not supposed to be the new news as far as like, are they getting married? Then as soon as they get married, then they're not together anymore. It's like I say, that's why I feel like a lot of the questions are coming out of maybe projection. Some of them are sincere, to be fair. Some of them are sincere, but to have this continual cycle of why aren't you married yet? And you don't even know the mental state of this woman. It's and of this or this young man. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. And then you see, I don't know the support system the young lady Emma Watson had. But from what I do know about, her and some of the things she even said about how she spends her money as a millionaire and she still goes to thrift stores, and how her parents, I think I saw her interview saying how her parents even helped her with her finances, not to just spend it all on unnecessary things as a little girl. She was in one of the most popular children's movies, Harry Potter. So that was a lot of money coming in, but that shows her support system. So when you have that question coming at you, but you have a support system, you are protected. But imagine people being asked that constantly and pressured with that, and you don't have a support system. You've never seen a healthy marriage, at least in your childhood years, maybe in your adult years, or you can't even recall if you've seen a healthy marriage. You start doubting yourself, and then because of fear of, as we see on the internet, you better hurry up and get married. Y'all women aren't valuable after 40, these type of things, or you're this purpose, you get married prematurely and you have no development. You don't even have a person that is helping you, whether it's a couple or a leader, no one there. And you keep repeating this cycle over and over. And we don't really understand sometimes the power of words and the powers of persuasion through words, through hints. That plays on the young men and young women. Again, we're not saying that, if you're out here and you're doing all these things, that you should have no accountability because you didn't have a good upbringing. That's not what we're saying, because you are responsible as an adult to be responsible for your actions. We all are. But at the same time, we can't not say that persuasion and even some of the pressures within our community are not to blame for some of these fast moves. Again, you see this when you open up Facebook sometimes. Somebody's being slammed because they don't have a man. They're slammed because they don't have a woman. And we don't even know what state of mind they're in again. So it's very important to have solutions and be part of a solution. There's a saying, and I'm trying to get it. If you're not part of the difference, what difference does it make? So like you say, all them asking questions and you're not going to be there to do anything. Why are you asking? But all right. So this topic is getting very deep and very, very interesting. We're going to go ahead and do another icebreaker. We're going to do another icebreaker. We hope we still have some people listening in and ready for these icebreakers. So let me bring it up. All right. Give me a second. We're going to take that off screen and we're going to get the icebreaker back up. I think we're doing good so far, y'all. We're doing good. All right. So the next icebreaker. Okay. Movie night or game night? This one's for you because I think I did the last one last.
Oh, you did. Okay, movie night or game night? I think I might have to say game night. I do enjoy watching movies. I do. Movies are great, especially if we're watching Lord of the Rings. But I think I have to say game night. I think I do. Like it does also just depend on the night, but to choose one over the other, I would have to say game night. I do, and I enjoy gaming.
Okay. We have one answer saying game night. Okay. So for me, I think movie night. For me, movie night over game night. I like to play my games and things like that, but night, it's just like one of the perfect time for movies. You get all comfortable, you get your little cozy cover, you get some snacks, and don't say nothing about me falling asleep. It's only sometimes. I do not fall asleep at every movie. It's only sometimes I fall asleep. So yes, it would have to be movie night. I don't know what it is, you all. I think it's something with the dopamine with some of these movies. It'll be so good. And I'm just like, this is great. Next thing I know, did I fall asleep? But anyways. Yay! He said, watching a movie tonight. So yes, movie night over game night for me. Absolutely. Absolutely. So if anyone else would like to answer this, for me, it's definitely movie night over game night. Let's see. With our time, we usually try to go to like 1:30 or 1:45. Let's get these icebreakers out the way. We have 2 more. All right. So Gabarrett said movie night. Okay, we got another team movie night. Woo-hoo. So you have another. Okay, so you have one up because you have game night. I have one. Somebody said movie night. All right, let's get some more people to say game night or movie night. It's not a competition, but I want to see what y'all got to say. All right, so we have drawing or journaling.
I think we already know that for me. For me, journaling. Drawing is fun, but I am no artist. I am no artist, so journaling. I would prefer to write than to draw.
I prefer to draw rather than to write, but I will have to say there's an in-between. Especially, being an adult now, as a little girl, teenager, and, even in my early 20s, it would have been drawing over writing. But, some of the things that I've seen in life, I still draw. I don't even draw nearly as much as I used to. So it has become writing over the past few years. But I would say if there was one that is just overall preferred, it is drawing because I do love to draw. Haven't really drawn in a long time. Oh, yeah. And Keisha said drawing. She can draw. She can really draw. She's an
artist.
Yes. She's very talented. Okay. So now we have have pets or have plants.
Ooh.
I gotta think about it because I like. I'm not gonna say I do love animals. I do. I love animals, y'all. I'm just not one of those people who like. How do I say this? I'm trying to not to be harsh. I don't love animals more than I love people. If that makes sense. I feel like there are people who, if they had a choice, they would choose their animals over people, and I'm just not one of those people. I love animals, but I it would be plants, have plants.
Oh, that's interesting because I enjoy plants. I love gardening. I love flowers. I love the vegetation, but I want a dog. I definitely have to say have pets. I enjoy plants, but I need me something fluffy and silly and can play with me too. Like I need a little fluffy.
What East said, a German, yeah, that's his dog. We're gonna be getting a German Shepherd. So he said a German Shepherd, of course. Keisha said pets. Shalom, and welcome.
Shalom.
Okay, Brett said both, but I prefer drawing, painting, putting my hands in some clay, just being creative. Journaling is very cool, but art first. Okay.
That's awesome. And that's awesome that you like painting. So yes. I don't do art, but this is something that was painted and drawn by my husband. It's not done yet, but I was like, I like having his art for my background when we're doing stuff. I'm trying to make sure y'all can see it. That's when we're doing the Matrix in my seat. But this is something that he's drawn and that he painted by hand. So he is the artist. I am the art admirer. So yes, journaling, but that's his drawing and his painting. I love art, but it's just my hands didn't get the memo. So,
Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, I love art. I could just sit down and start creating something. When I was in like was it kindergarten to like first grade, we used to have those we were homeschooled. My sister and I were homeschooled from kindergarten all the way to 12th grade. And we would get those little Fisher Price workbooks where you could flip it in the back and you could have a blank piece back there. I think we had like 7 of them. Each one of my little workbooks, it was a drawing in every last one of those. I would just doodle and I would just sketch. I used to love just sketching. It didn't matter what it was. It looked like some abstract whatever, but I just loved sketching. Okay, yes, painting. Oh yes. Painting is a whole nother level of peaceful. Like it's so peaceful to paint, like how it is peaceful to garden. It's just so beautiful. So if you all are coming in and you might have missed a few question. Oh. That is great. That is great. So we have if you all weren't able to answer, we asked a few questions. Do you prefer movie night or game night? Drawing or journaling, having pets, or having plants? That's for those that might have just come in or come back in and hadn't had a chance to answer those. These are icebreakers that we do for every show that we have because we feel like it's important to have everyone be able to participate in some form or fashion. It's a chill setting. I've been talking a lot, so I really hadn't been able to eat my snacks. I've been drinking my water, but I've not been able to eat my snacks. But that's fine too. That's fine. So yes, we were talking on character development and protection. And I think one of those things with character development and whatever stage of life you're in, being able to just have a Selah, being able to just have a moment of peace or a moment, whatever it looks like. You don't have to be by yourself. We often conflate or mix peace and being alone, and you don't have to be alone to have peace. Quietness is what that is. Peace is a state of mind where wherever you go, you have it. Because if you only have peace when you're by yourself, this world, trust me, yeah. I'm not saying that that's across the board. I'm just saying my opinion. If you only have peace when you're by yourself, then you're looking probably towards a chaotic future especially if you have to go out to work, you have to go out in public, you have to go shopping, you have to go doing these things. Well, you really don't have to because now we got all these ways of ordering food. Yeah. We have all these things of online, we got Amazon and all those type of things. He's at one of the icebreakers again. Okay, so these are these are questions that we are asking to see, this or that. So would you rather have a movie night or a game night? They should be here on the screen if you can see them. Would you rather do drawing or journaling, or would you rather have pets or have plants? And you just answer which one that you prefer. And that's how it goes. Again, I said I'd rather have plants than pets. I love animals. I do. I'm just not one of those people who loves animals more than I love people.
Me either.
I hope that doesn't sound harsh though, because I maybe that's not the right wording. I do love animals, but
you were just complete. That's understandable. I would prefer to have pets. I love animals. I love dogs. I love doggy dogs. See, I would like to have a chimpanzee. I would like to have a horse. I would like to have a bird, particularly like a falcon. And I would like to have a husky or something. I would like a wolf, but probably an interesting animal combination, but I'm looking like somebody from an adventurous movie, okay?
Kind of looks like you're planning to do a miniature arc. Hey, I'm just looking. You have land animals. The only thing you didn't name was a fish.
Oh, okay. What fish? What are the really colorful fish? Are they not tropical? Are they sunfish?
Really colorful fish.
And that's not
LA
colorful.
is so many fish. You gonna ask a really colorful fish? You got to give me a little more detail than that.
I was trying to see if it's like the sunfish, right? Is it the sunfish? Let me make sure because I don't want to name something that I'd be scared of. let me be serious. Hold on.
Not something you'd be afraid of.
Yes.
Okay, so game night. All right. So that's one up for you, Ella. Because I said movie night. Okay, art, pets, cats and goldfish. I don't know. I have no disrespect towards cats, but there's just something to me that I can't say I just don't prefer cats. Cats, I watched a compilation of cat videos and the children with cats versus children with dogs. The children were just touching on the cats. Then the cats look at the kids and start bopping them in the head. I was just like, yeah, I don't know if a dog would do that. Oh no, sorry. No judgment. It's all right.
Judgment-free zone.
Shalom, and welcome back. Good to see you in the building. We were just going over some icebreakers before we go ahead and close this out. Again, for the most part, we do this every Wednesday, 4:15 Eastern time. We canceled it last time, but we will definitely try to make sure that these are constant. You know, we love bringing up topics. We do love the feedback. We appreciate the feedback. You know, we just want to grow with each session that we do. Again, it is a safe zone. It's a safe zone for young people, older people alike. And we were just closing out with some icebreakers if you wanted to participate. So we asked movie night or game night. Would you prefer drawing or journaling? And then last but not least, would you rather have pets or have plants?
Did you see the comment about the two turtles?
Two turtles. Oh, I did not see this. I'm sorry. 2 turtles and 5 rabbits. An abundance of plants. You named them. Oh, wow.
I do love turtles too. They are so cute. When people put little hats on them, I think it'd be the cutest. And ducks. Turtles they'll take flowers and put it on ducks' heads. Those like ducks with hats. And they'll go to sleep with them on. It'd be so cute.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, turtles are very adorable. There's a you remember the park around here? That's not too far from here. There's a park not too far from where we live, and when you're crossing over this little bridge, there's a section where turtles they'll just be, I don't know, mesmerized by a human presence. Either that or humans feed them when they're not supposed to, but they'll just come by the bridge. I took a few videos and they'll just look. It's like a whole lot of turtles, y'all, turtles on each side. You got Ninja Turtles behind you. You got Ninja Turtles in front of you. It's a beautiful sight. So they are adorable. And I can definitely see little hats on them. I can see that. But all right, you all, we're going to get ready to close this session out. We're going to have our closing remarks. And we want to say Toda for everyone that participated. This was a very fun session. We enjoy all of them. And we enjoy the feedback that we get. Again, this is something that we want to do because we should be able to have forms of quote unquote, because it's the best word I can think about, entertainment, where it's a safe place. It's child friendly. You know, we're going to still talk about some discussions, but we're going to definitely talk and we're going to definitely laugh. So do you have any closing remarks, my sister?
Just thank you and Toda to all that have joined in and participated in the icebreaker. The icebreakers, all Toda to all those that have participated, even with the discussion. I don't know what word was about to come out. All the feedback, all the involvement. Again, just Toda for taking the time out of your schedule during this evening to be with us. To be with us on this evening, to laugh with us, to share in, serious conversation and just be able to just have a chill and nice vibe together. So, yes, so grateful for you all joining in and for all the input. So,
yes, I'm sorry, but I don't know why today that word just doesn't sound normal. Feedback. I'm sorry, y'all. I just like feedback. What is that? I don't know. It's just when she said it, I don't know why it came off real funny when you said feedback. And I was just like, how did they come up with the word feedback? It's interesting. But yes, we're glad that you all were able to listen in and have a good time with us. And we have one grievance about this show. I talked too much that I was not able to eat my little snacks. Out of all the times I bring snacks on the set, I was only able to eat like a few of them. But other than that, it was great. We hope you all come back. Again, one of the sessions coming up in the near future, we will be actually in the kitchen. Y'all will be seeing what we prepare for our husbands. Y'all gonna see what we prepare, and it's gonna be great. So we're still coming up with that theme. What it is we'll be cooking, but don't worry, we're gonna have that one. Will have maybe a flyer beforehand, not the day of, but maybe beforehand, so you can be prepared to know what to expect. Yes, and it won't be like a competition whose meal is better or anything like that. I feel like there's competition, but competition is okay here and there. But I'm just one of the more, I would say growing up, I was a less competitive person. I was a less competitive person. I'm not saying my sister was competitive, but like growing up, y'all, before we close out, let me just share why I hated competition growing up. I've been singing, I think, all my life. Mm-hmm. And somehow or another, whether I say anything or not, people would end up finding out. I'd really never liked announcing that I could sing because since I was younger, my sister would, I was terrified to sing in front of people. Slika.
I would announce that she could sing. People they'd be talking about singing and see, of course, I had to learn as I got older, but I would brag on my sister. I don't know about y'all. I would brag about mine. I was like, my sister can sing. Y'all need to hear her sing. I was like, my sister's singing, y'all.
Minding my
business. I said, she ain't going to say it, but I will. She can sing.
The next thing I come around, because we were at a cookout. I'm not going to say no details. I'm just going to say we were at a cookout. I was minding my own little conservative business. I come back and there's a singing competition. Y'all, there's chairs and rows of children. And I'm like, Dr. Umar, I beg your pardon. And they're like, we're having a singing competition. This girl gets up, starts singing. And then next thing I know, I can sing better than you. I was like, you probably can. I'm like, how did I get into this situation? So she starts singing and they're asking, sing, sing, sing. And I'm just thinking in my mind, I went from, I think I was getting a hot dog and getting the soda to coming back and there's a row full of children chanting, sing, sing. Like this is one of those old Disney Channel movies. And I'm just like, and I remember there was this older girl. She's like, you don't have to sing if you don't want to. If you're shy, you don't have to sing. And I was like, thank you. And I'm just looking, I was like, how did I get dragged into this? Did I even sing that night?
You did, because you sung Kurt Franklin.
Good.
I remember because I was standing beside you because when you would sing, you wouldn't face the audience.
Okay, yes. When I was younger and they would ask me to sing, I would turn around. Now that I think about it, that was not very modest. But I would turn around because I don't know what it was, but I just had this extreme stage fright. I would turn around, or in other cases, I would close my eyes.
Yeah, she would close her eyes. I would either stand in front of her or stand beside her because I was the one out standing there like, say something if you want to. Say something if you want to. But I'm better now, you also.
Until this day, I still get nervous to sing. It has gotten, of course, better because I'm not turning around and covering my eyes. That might be one of the reasons why now when I sing, I close my eyes. It's just a habit. I close my eyes when I sing. But yes, that was something. Goodness gracious, so many times. You can't sing. I can sing better than you. And I'm just like, well, whoop-de-doo. I was like,
congratulations. Like, it's not about competition. They be like, you just need to sing. I was like, and if she is, but you know.
I hate it. Oh my goodness.
It's that. Look, she blew the competition out the water. When she sung, everybody was quiet. Adults nearby was quiet. They was like, this little girl can sing. Who cheering them in? It was like, whose child is that? It was like, she can sing. All the kids were quiet. And they was like, and then the rest of the kids didn't help. They was like, she sing better than you. And the other girl was like, I was like, and that's my sister.
What they put me into. I was pressured into singing.
Hype woman.
Didn't even have to have an enemy, but yeah, growing up, I hated that. Like all that, you can sing better, and I'm like, can't we just like sing as a group? We are the world, we are its children. And I'm like, can't we do that? But no, everybody want to sing so you can see who sings better, and it just, I did not like competing growing up because I just felt like, can't we do something together? You know. So that was just a little side story into into the past. And I wasn't even, wow, how old were we? We were
maybe 8 and 9, maybe 7 and 8, 8 and 9, maybe 8 and 10.
We had to be like 8 or 9 or
probably 7 and 9 because of the way the way our ages are in the summertime. It looks like it looks like you're 2 years older than me during the summer.
Yeah, they would be putting me through it. And I can't even remember just saying, you can sing. And I'm like, what? Wait, huh? Next thing I know, turn around, get in position. I'm just singing.
Like, turn around and go see this girl singing.
Goodness gracious. You know what? I better not see that on no movie. If I see a little girl in a movie and she turning around and covering her eyes, I'm like, oh, they took that from me because that's exactly what I used to do. Turn around and my eyes.
It's like if she can't see people, then people can't see her, but they can hear her. So, but it was okay because I'd be standing behind her like.
I don't know how the logic worked. I just know that it helped me. It made the people disappear. And then when my sister was next to me, it made me, it made me feel good. Goodness gracious.
Good times.
Yeah, I was the shy one, both of us. It depended on the situation.
Yeah,
I would say it definitely depends because I feel like when you get older, you get a little more conscious of yourself. You get a little more nervous because my sister, when we started getting a little older, yep. I'm gonna say it before we close out. When we started to get a little older, she would be nervous to be at the cashier, especially if it was a male. And not because she liked him or anything, but she'd just be nervous. And I'm like, Ella, we have to go check out and pay for the stuff. Can you do it? I did it a few times, but I was like, all right, you got to get your groceries.
Oh my gosh.
Do like I did. Turn around and come.
I remember being so nervous, y'all, trying to get something. I was trying to ask how much some drinks were in the refrigerator. Instead of asking how much were they, I was so nervous and asked how old were they. And I was like, this is why I don't do this peopling thing, because my people skills was like, they didn't care. I was like, oh my goodness gracious. I asked how old are the drinks, and people was looking like, how old they are. I was like, never mind. I was like, forget about it. I don't even care anymore.
So they have an expiration date on if you want to look at it. Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh. I think what did it. If I knew that my sister was nervous, I would find it hard to be nervous because I felt like I had to be there for her. So I was like, I can't be nervous and she's nervous. Now, if we both were singing, then I'm sorry. We both gonna be up there trembling because I'd be scared too. I ain't even about to lie. But if I knew she was nervous, like I would be there to like comfort her, and definitely vice versa. So I think that's what did it. We'd be sitting there helping each other through the shaky shakes.
Good gracious, yeah.
Good times.
You would think it would go away. And many times we didn't had to sing, but nope. You go up there, shaky, check.
Right.
Stomach all bubble, check. Microphone shaking, check. Oh, it's time to sing. I'm like, I don't know how this going.
Yeah, voice trembling. Is that, and I gotta swallow. Yeah, I don't know that combination.
Goodness gracious.
Yes, we should have a karaoke night, huh?
Now you give me PTSD. Yes, we hope you all enjoyed this session. We hope that you all were able to laugh with us and think with us. Again, the topic of discussion, character development and protection. We hope there was something that was said that made you think on yourself, and maybe some things that you might have done in the past that you wish you could have done better. We know we can't change those things, but going forward, that's the part of development. You get to develop. And if there's someone putting you down for what you did in the past, clearly they don't understand the importance of change. And that is all right. But again, to everyone for listening in. We hope that you'll come back the next time. Oh, love you too, Keisha.
Love you too, Keita.
All right. With that, we say shalom, shalom. Have a great night, everyone.
I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. I see a dream, that dream is green. And I don't mean material things. Freedom to the land, child, woman, and man. As we take up for what we stand. Better days and better nights. As we stand and unite. We're one and the same. Why is it so hard not to point and to blame? Better sheet, get our houses in order and we'll see the peace. There are steps that we must take if we wanna see.
I see my people rising, no more stopping us. A couple billion acres across America, us. The peace rose for the sake of us.
The sake of us, the sake of us.
I see my people rising, no more stopping us. A couple billion acres across America, us. The peace rose for the sake of us. No more failing, telling me and beneath. What a beautiful moment, and a sight I can't wait to see. Even if I miss it, at least I wasn't part of the mission. Changing lives of men, women, and children. All glory goes to He that causes us all to be. Oh, and if they're thinking we can, we show them that just as long as we stand. A monument, we the people can't be broken as long as we stay focused. I see my people rising, no more stopping us. A couple billion acres across America, us. The peace rose for the sake of us. For the sake of us. I see my people rising, no more stopping us. A couple billion acres across America, us. The peace rose for the sake of us. I see